Book of Proverbs, chapter 22. Chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. All praises to Yahweh, by Shema Shai, Wahara Kakwadash. The honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. They're scattered abroad amongst the heathen, some look like the heathen. We give them 144,000 preachers, teachers, prophets, Shalom. Got this video right here by TYT Sports. I'll put the link in the description box. The title of it is Regret Slaps Trump Supporters in Their Faces. This 6 hours ago. As you see, the face of regret. Alright. Now, hey, remember, Trump told y'all everything y'all wanted to hear. We'll hit you with the okie doke. Right? This is what America is all about, man. Lies and deception, hypocrisy. Alright? So we're seeing and witnessing the people mourn. Now you get Proverbs 22 and 5. It says thorns and snares are in the way of the froward. You see? Meaning hardships are in the way of the wicked. Remember, y'all voted for this. This all you all gonna get from here on out. 2/3 of Israel and you heathen. This is it for America. This is how it's gonna be from here on out. Nothing but hardships, man. Alright? The collapse of your hopes and dreams. You've been lied to. All this false hope, finished. Alright? The only little form of hope which that they're gonna bring, which is still false hope, is the MOTB, and that's gonna get 2/3 of Israel destroyed. You heathen, you do whatever you want. Alright? Take the MOTB or not. I don't give a shit. Us as a hopeful elect, we don't give a damn. How about Shema Shai? I don't give a damn what you do. Alright? But if you're an Israelite, a so-called Negro, Native American Indian, Hispanic, Latino, Jamaican, Haitian, a speckled bird Israelite through the seed line of your father, regardless of your skin color. If you're Israelite, we're gonna always, even the 2/3, we're gonna tell you not to take the MOTB because you're Israelite. Alright? But you choose to hold on to this place, you're gonna continue to mourn. And this is your path from here on out. Nothing but hardships. And Esau's false hope is that MOTB. Alright? All these things are happening, the collapse and the downfall and the struggles. It's all to break people down to the point where they are going to want to receive. They're going to feel like they're going to need to receive the mark of the beast, this digital system, man. Alright? Again, Proverbs 22 and 5. Thorns and snares are in the way of the froward. You see? He that doeth keep his soul shall be far from them, and that's the elect of Israel. Alright? Now you get Proverbs 7. And matter of fact, I got it pulled up. I'm going to read it in the NOT. Now this is going into a false way, a false doctrine. This sheet and what we're about to read is a false doctrine, a false way. And this is what Babylon pushes. This is what Trump pushes. All right, he's been lying to you. All right. Now you heathen, you do whatever you want. All right. But still, you're seeing what you all have decided, and you thought it was gonna help you out because you so racist. But it's okay to be racist. The Heavenly Father Yahweh and His only begotten Son Yahweh Shai are racist. Okay, the nation of Israel, we are racist. Does that mean we don't like pale flesh people? No, that has nothing to do with skin color. It has to do with nationalities. And racism just simply means that you feel as if you are the superior race, the superior nation, and the nation of Israel is the superior nation upon the earth. Just going to the etymology of the word racism. Alright? Esau done flipped everything up, and people done got so stupid they don't know how to look words up. Alright? So y'all think race is based upon skin color. No, Esau, the so-called white man, Them Europeans, man. All right, they did that. They labeled themselves white in 1681 and start naming everybody else brown and black and yellow. They did that. That was never heard of before 1681. All right. Now you get Proverbs 7 real quick, and Proverbs chapter 7. My fault, in verse 21. We can read it in the NLT. It says, so she seduce him. This she is going into a false way, a false doctrine. So we're witnessing the false doctrine of Babylon, the false way of Babylon through what Trump was pushing, which the elites gave him that order. Okay, so this she is going into a false way, lies. So she seduced false doctrine. So she seduced him with her pretty speech and enticed him with her flattery. He followed her at once, like an ox going to the slaughter. He was like a stag caught in a trap, awaiting the arrow that would pierce its heart. He was like a bird flying into a snare, little knowing it would cost him his life. And this is the end result of trusting America, man. All right, this is the end result of going along with everything Trump is saying. Because at the end of the day, it's judgment upon America, it's judgment upon you heathen, it's judgment upon you Edomites, it's judgment upon 2/3 of Israel. Alright, now again, regret slaps Trump supporters in the face. Alright, and this is a time we're in, man, a time of regret. Alright? Hey, remember, Yahweh Shema Shah said what? Let's get it real quick, Proverbs 1. Hey, y'all people so caught up in your own decisions, your own devices, can't nobody tell you nothing. Hey, well, you reaping the benefits from it. Proverbs 1 and 31. It says, therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. The turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of the fool shall destroy them. And this is what we're witnessing, man. Alright? Alright? Let's just play the video. I'll put the link in the description box. Shalom.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets. I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running. I used to be a MAGA Republican, and now I've turned blue.
The Wall Street Journal yesterday spoke with Trump voters who just 1 month in say they are now horrified by what they helped cause when they voted for Trump. When we said safer borders, I thought he was thinking, let's stop the drugs from coming into the country. I didn't know he was going to start raiding places. She said she didn't believe he would actually follow through on some of the more hardline policies he touted during the campaign. The 49-year-old Omaha, Nebraska resident said, quote, now I'm like, dang, why didn't I just pick Kamala?
Are Trump supporters regretting their vote?
If you could say anything to President Trump now, what would you say?
I expected better from you. I really did. I expected that you would do what was right and cut waste and fraud and all of those things that you promised us before we elected you in office, but you're not doing that. You're creating a disaster, and I don't know what America's going to look like if this continues.
Did you ever think that your job would be impacted in a Trump administration?
No, absolutely not.
Jennifer Piggott was abruptly fired from her job at the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service here in Parkersburg, West Virginia, along with 124 other probationary employees. She voted for Donald Trump and thought her government job would be safe.
But to cut the knees out of the working class Americans just doesn't make sense to me. You know, it's, what's the checking account look like, babe? We went through our list of items on our budget and said, what can we get rid of? And we've gotten rid of all of those things, including cable. I had my last review on the 31st of January, and I had the highest rating that you can get on a review, less than 21 days before I was terminated for my performance.
Well, it sure seems like it.
For President Trump,
What were you hoping that he would do?
I was hoping he would do something that made sense regarding the economy, made some kind of progress in bettering, the benefits of being a veteran. But, I mean, it just seemed like he actually cared about doing what was best for the country, but now it just feels like all about me, Donald Trump, not, the guy out there working in the trenches trying to make ends meet, trying to pay a mortgage, trying to pay the bills.
And the letdowns keep on happening. Over.
Do you know anyone personally who voted for President Trump but depends on benefits like Medicaid?
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people.
Trump promised a lot of things, like that it will be more family values and those programs that we really need here.
One of those promises was to protect Medicaid, which 67% of people in this district rely on. It's the largest percentage of any district in the entire country.
Can you guarantee that Medicare and Medicaid will not be touched?
Yeah, I mean, I have said it so many times, we're not going to touch it.
But his administration just proposed an $880 billion cut to Medicaid over the next 10 years. One resident who would be impacted by Medicaid cuts is 64-year-old Irma Arredondo, who voted for Trump in 2024. Irma has several chronic health issues, including type 1 diabetes. She's also a full-time caregiver for her daughter, who has cerebral palsy, and her sister, who has Turner syndrome.
And over.
Tommy Burris thinks we already give it a chance. He's a retired soybean farmer who saw what happened in 2018 when Trump put tariffs on China.
The export market just went right down the tube because these countries could buy them from other places cheaper. Brazil and other countries were the ones that benefited from that.
I read that it stayed that way, that now China buys a lot more from Brazil.
Exactly. And a lot of times those markets don't come back.
And over.
Dear Honorable Congressman Evans, although we haven't met and are separated by generations of lived experiences, I believe we share something in common, a hope for a better world for all. With that common thread, I am among the many of your constituents who implore you to look beyond the tribalism of party politics and to see the nobler responsibility to be a voice for all your constituents, to see a path beyond, and to be a voice for the common good. To only support the party line is a road to chaos.
I'm deeply concerned about the welfare of the elderly and disabled who rely on Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Children who depend on WIC and SNAP program assistance to be fed. Those people are your constituents. They are the people you are supposed to represent and assist.
Musk is a multi-billionaire, and he should not have such power without real congressional approval. I want him to seize the control he was elected to exercise for the betterment of our nation. Don't let a billionaire take his power.
And over again.
All I can say, I was a dumb voted for Trump only because of my beliefs. People around me encouraged it. I can think for myself, yes. But I felt at the time that was the better choice. Now I'm looking at it with everything going on. It was the worst decision I ever made. I wanted not to vote. But people said you won't be able to have a say in anything if you don't vote. I totally regret this.
It's pretty normal to hear so many supporters of the man they voted for say, well,
Wanted to have a little conversation
Sorry
about
about
intimacy.
that.
We got the little pill that you put under your tongue.
Had me growling like an old.
say, well, I didn't vote for this, I didn't support this, or I didn't think it would affect me.
Federal data shows last year vets made up 28% of the federal workforce. Vets like James Diaz. James is an Army veteran who served during the first Gulf War. He voted for President Trump 3 times. He was fired last month from his job as a fuel compliance officer with the IRS at one of their field offices in Illinois. His termination letter implied that his job performance was a factor, but Diaz disputes this claim, saying all his performance reviews were positive. You say you were treated like garbage. Walk us through what happened to you last month.
On the 20th of February, I received a phone call from my supervisor and then a email shortly thereafter about how I was going to be terminated, and it basically cited my performance issues.
But you provided us with a performance review, and it said you were a good worker with a good knowledge of tax law. So why would they cite that as an issue?
I think it was just basically a cookie cutter email to send out. I don't think they thought it through very well at all.
When it's deeply frustrating, because granted, we focus on this stuff, our audience focuses on this stuff network-wide, this audience specifically focuses on this stuff hyperactively. And the warning signs were there. And we tried one method or another to try and just ring the alarm. And clearly, it didn't work. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
There you have it, man. Check this out.